very, very cool collection here. The Universidad de Antioquia. There is actually a museum here. Gotta say, I'll say it again, I'm quite impressed by this museum. Welcome back everyone, Medellín, Colombia. We're back here in Medellín, and today we're actually right nearby a metro stop we've been to before, the Universidad metro stop. And it is named Universidad after the Universidad de Antioquia, which is where we are today. This is the University of Antioquia. Antioquia is the state of where Medellín is, and this is the state university, Universidad de Antioquia. And why are we on this university campus today? Well, today there is actually a museum here on the campus that is the museum of the university, which looks pretty interesting actually. It seems like they have a pretty eclectic collection of I don't know, all kinds of different stuff in there, like historical stuff, science stuff, archaeology, anthropology stuff, all different kinds of stuff. And today we're gonna go check it out. So come along. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you want to help out the channel and help it grow, I really would appreciate it. Click on the like button down there, the subscribe button, and the little bell next to it to be notified for when new videos drop. It really helps the channel grow because it's going to help the YouTube algorithm recognize this content and spread it to other YouTube viewers. If you'd like to support the channel monetarily, I would appreciate that as well. You can leave a super thanks by clicking this thanks button here and give a small donation to the channel. I appreciate your support. So back to the video, enjoy. Now when we came into the university campus, we got off the metro, the gates are secured. So if you are coming here to visit the museum is free to get into, but they are going to take your identification. So you'll have to bring passport or a copy of your passport, and they will not take it, but they will take down your information and register you in their system for security purposes, which makes sense. That's a good idea, I approve. But here we are on the campus. The guy said we go down this way and we head across the plaza, which I think is on the other side of this parking lot here, and then that's where the museum is, I think. But anyway, the Universidad Antioquia, like I said, this is the state university of Antioquia, the state where Medellín is. And it looks like a pretty big campus from the map. It looks like a pretty nice campus. It is nice to get a little view walking through the campus of what it's like. Now here, there's a giant fountain in front of us. This is what I would imagine is the plaza that guy was talking about when he told me to come in and go across the plaza. This looks like a plaza. This looks like a central plaza for a university. So let's go across here. I think it's right on the other side of the fountain. Yeah, that's it right there, that building right on the other side of the fountain. But from here, in the central plaza, you can see a nice campus. A nice campus to visit. A nice campus, probably a nice place to go to school, honestly. A nice place to go to school. And right in the city, right in the heart of the city, at the Universidad metro stop. Not bad. Anyway, let's head over here. We'll head into the museum. Like I said, it's free to enter, and we'll see what they have going on in here. Museo Universario, Universidad de Antioquia. So we're in. It is free to get in. There are 3 floors. The first floor here that we're on is the art floor. So these are all art exhibits. And I'm not sure, but I would imagine that the art here is created by students. I think, maybe. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe it is, but these are pretty cool. This is like a deconstructed television. Deconstructed electronics turned into art. That's a cool idea. Of course, we already visited that other art museum, the Museum of Antioquia. Yeah, Museo Antioquia on the Botero Plaza. Had all those really cool Botero paintings in there that, of course, you guys were not allowed to see, unfortunately. But this is cool. Very cool section here. Very modern art. Okay, here. This is definitely archaeology stuff. Yeah. Lots of pre-Columbian artifacts and ceramics, art. Wow. Very cool to note they have the information in English as well as Spanish, in case your Spanish is not so good. Very cool. A very good collection here. I wasn't sure what to expect with this museum. It's not very common in the United States to have a museum that's part of like a university campus, especially like this. But this collection is actually quite impressive. Look at this. Super cool feather headdress. That's really awesome. These different musical instruments here. Little like flutes. These are so cool. This turtle shell. Wow, look at this marimba. This is so cool. You know, they had those other wind instruments in there, but this thing, man, this is so cool. And all the tubes down here, right, to resonate the sound. Made from, I guess, what looks like hollowed out reeds of some sort. Maybe like, I don't know. It's very cool. It's a cool instrument. It sounds incredible too. Marimba. It's got such a cool sound. Here's some more feathers and, I don't know, like ceremonial stuff. These like staffs here are super cool. Look at these. All carved wood. Ooh, this one. Look at this one. This is so cool. I have to say, this collection, not only is the collection impressive, but the way it's presented, right, is very, very cool. It's a very good museum. I've been in a lot of museums on this trip. I've visited a lot in these different channels. Some of them are just like, there's no organization. Everything's just like thrown together. The presentation is not very professional. It doesn't mean that they're not good. You can still see interesting stuff there, but like this, the presentation is very clean, very professional. It's very cool. And like I said, it's not usual to have a museum of this type on a university campus in the United States, so it's pretty cool to be able to come here and see this. This is a very cool museum with very good looking exhibits. And free to get into. Man, look at these. Cool. These like stone carvings. I always find these kinds of sculptures, whether they're like stone carvings or pottery or any of these things, these pre-Columbian things, they're so cool to me. I just think they're awesome. More stuff here in the next section. Drums. Clothing. Now each one of these sections also has a little like, sort of like the history of like reshaping of the territory with the arrival of the Spanish in, like 1500s. So it's cool to see. It's cool to see like that not only do they have all of these artifacts and all of this like pre-Columbian art, but that they're like there's a whole timeline to it. They're explaining the history of it as well, which is very good. It's very cool when stuff is organized that way. It reminds me quite a bit of the Museo del Oro in Bogota, the Museum of Gold in Bogota that we visited. Link in the description for that video. Lots of cool artifacts in there and very interesting information to go along with it. They have just an extensive collection of pottery and stuff here. This is the third room we've been in with lots of pottery, and there's more stuff around here around the corner. Vestiges of social life, vestigios de la vida social. Archaeology and anthropology, the search for man. Technology of the era. Yeah. Stone arrowheads, stone tools. Very cool. I think that's it. This is the exit here. Looks like they have a whole timeline here now. And this is cool. They have the timeline of Colombia right here, but also along the Americas, Europe, Asia, Africa, Oceania, all the continents, showing off all the different like important anthropological moments and archaeological finds. It's very cool. Along the Colombian line, different artifacts that like show off what was going on in those times, right? From all the way down to pre-Columbian into here, the colonial era. Very cool. Very cool. across the stairwell in the next hall, they have Antioquia hoy, Antioquia today. Coexistence of people of European origin, Indians, African Americans, other migrants from other departments of Colombia. This cool mural here of indigenous people fishing using fish traps and spears, nets, some of the stuff that we saw in that other hall, actually. Yeah, man, very, very cool collection here, like lots, extensive collection of ceramics. Funeral urns, las urnas funerarias. Los embarras, cultural material culture of the embarras people. Los cunas en la actualidad. The cunas people. It's very cool to see, for me, the indigenous cultures. There are a lot of indigenous cultures that still exist in South America, in a lot of places. Antioquia. Its territory and its people. It's very cool. Antioquia here. The state. Just a small part of Colombia. And all of these very, very diverse groups of people. Very cool. I like, of course, it is the Museum of the University of Antioquia. But it's very cool how they've tied it, all of the exhibit here to Antioquia specifically. The Muiscas people, los Muiscas. Very cool. La Región Tolima region. Tumba de Cancel. Oh, this is like a tomb that I guess was found down underground. You can see what the landscape looks like out in the more rural areas of Antioquia. El Cauca Medio, the Middle Cauca River area. "7,000 years of history here." Very cool. This, which I think is like a coffin made out of a log. definitely have a much larger. I'm pleasantly surprised by this. They have a much larger collection here than I thought they were going to have when I first decided to visit this museum. It's very, very cool. And this is where we started out, actually. We came in through this door, we went around this way, and then the other hall loops around and ends up right here. Cool. Okay. Well, let's go upstairs. We'll go up one more floor, and we'll see the, I think natural sciences are up here on the 3rd floor. Look at this guy. Ciencias naturales. Little turtle guy. Little crab guy. Little owl guy. Very cool. Not very crowded today in the museum, which is nice for making a video. I wonder how much traffic this museum gets. If it's normally, like this, and there's not this many people in here, that's a real shame, because it's a really cool museum. I mean, so far we haven't even seen this natural sciences part, but that archaeological part and anthropology part was really cool. Tu cuerpo está hecho de átomos antiguos. Your body is made of old atoms, like ancient atoms. It's cool. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. Yep, that's us. It's cool. The solar system. It's crazy. It's crazy to think. We are all made of stardust, right? Pretty wild. Conviviendo con los microorganismos. Ooh, living together with microorganisms. Yeah, it's true, we do. I think we all realized that a few years ago, didn't we? We are living together with microorganisms. What do we have here? Dinosaur guy? Cool. Yo soy yo y mi microbioma. I am me and my microbiome. Yeah, this is something also that I think people are starting to realize. We're full of all kinds of bacteria and microorganisms that work with us, or sometimes against us. Bosque lluvioso, the rainforest. Rainforest area from up here in Colombia. And all of these creatures. All of these different little, like, diorama exhibits. Starting with that rainforest one there, but then birds, reptiles, amphibians, fish. I think there's some more around the corner here, but they have all these cool taxidermied animals and also skeletons. Giant whale skull here. Cool spoonbill and the skeleton. It's cool to have like the taxidermied version and the skeleton right next to each other. You can really see what they look like on the inside. Big ostrich, dinosaur bird. This guy right here. He's wondering what your head tastes like. Little version. Full-size lion. Little lion. No. Puma, mountain lion. A manatee. Look at this manatee skeleton. I have never seen a manatee skeleton before. That's cool. Here's the spectacled bear, Oso de Anteojos. This guy, there was supposed to be one of these at the zoo, the Parque de la Conservación that we visited, but we didn't see him. We didn't get to see the spectacled bear, but here's a taxidermied version, and there's his skeleton. Chimpanzee, our closest living relative. Some more birds. Taxidermied birds over here. Flamingos. We did see these at the Parque de la Conservación, and also macaws. Saw some of those too. Link to that video in the description. That was a really cool place. I was very, very impressed by that place. Woodpecker, various other waterfowl. Elephant skeleton. Reptiles. Big turtle. Little tortoise. Some sort of crocodile or something. Oh, there's something we've seen a lot of here. The iguana. Those guys are like everywhere around here, man. They're everywhere. We saw one at the Jardín Botánico, like right across the street from this place, basically. And we saw like 100 at the zoo. Man, those guys just took over the zoo. The Parque de la Conservación. You know, it's a perfect environment for them, and there's free food everywhere, so. Amphibians. These are not amphibians, though, are they? No, these are fish. These are fish, but that's an amphibian right there. Little frog guy. This guy, we saw these guys in the aquarium, which was also like right by here. Link to that video in the description too. El Acuario. Sharks, jellyfish, pufferfish up there. Very cool. Oh wow, look at this. Didn't even notice. There's this huge collection of taxidermy animals back here. Look at this. This is extensive. Gotta say, I'll say it again. I'm quite impressed by this museum. This is a good. I'm glad we came and saw this. You know, we're kind of coming up to the end of our stay here in Medellín, and I just found out about this place very recently. I didn't even know that it was here, but I'm glad that we did find out about it, because we were able to see it and see all this cool stuff before we leave the city. Tigers, more dinosaur birds, emu, cassowary, peacocks, which we also saw over at the zoo, the Parque de la Conservación. That was pretty cool to see. We actually, during that video, check it out, honestly, we saw a peacock doing a mating display like this. Doing a full-on mating display for a female peacock that was just completely ignoring him. It was pretty hilarious. She wanted nothing to do with him. Jaguars, crocodiles, two creatures that I would not want to run into out in the wild. Many, many more here. Deer, armadillo, some sort of little cat, some sort of big cat. crazy giant eagles and a bison and some bears. Man, this is an incredible collection. Giant tortoise, more dinosaur birds, ostriches, antelope, perhaps, ibex, antelope, some sort of horned creature. Here's those secretary birds. We saw these at the Parque de la Conservación also. And a zebra. We saw one of those. We saw like a good amount of these animals at that park. So if you're interested in seeing live versions of these, go check out that video. Camels. It's cool. Very cool. A lot of work goes into taxidermy, you know, to make like these animals posed in action. A lot of work, and I respect it. I respect the work, the amount of work that has gone into this museum, this collection. A very impressive collection. Very impressive collection, honestly. The natural sciences collection up here on the 3rd floor. The very, very impressive collection of the anthropology and archaeology artifacts on the 2nd floor here. Really, really extensive. Like I said, I'm very pleasantly surprised by this museum. It is much larger collection, much more extensive, and also like, I don't know, just a lot more like very careful like cultivation of everything. And the art collection on the 1st floor. Very cool. I think that's gonna be it as we exit the museum back out onto the plaza here with this big beautiful fountain here in the central plaza of the Universidad de Antioquia, Antioquia University. And I'm really glad we came and visited this, honestly. Like I said, this is getting close to the end of our stay here in Medellín, and I didn't really know about this place. And then, I found out about it like right here at the end and decided, hey, let's go check it out. And a very, very cool museum. Totally free to get into. If you're coming here, you will have to like show your identification at the gate to the university campus. But I mean, a really cool experience. Something to do when you're visiting here in Medellín and you want to like spend a few hours doing something. You can walk around the campus. It's beautiful, like beautiful campus here at the university. You just walk around, hang out a little bit, and then maybe head over to the museum, the Museo Universitario de la Universidad de Antioquia. Yeah, a good thing to see, definitely, if you're coming here to Medellín. But like I said, it's going to be the end of our video here today, and I hope you enjoyed this video because I really enjoyed making it. I really enjoyed seeing this museum and this campus. I thought it was really, really nice. So that's going to be it for this video, and we will see you in the next one.